Damsel is a 2024 American dark fantasy film directed by Juan Carlos Fresnadillo and written by Dan Mazeau. Millie Bobby Brown stars as Elodie, a young woman who accepts a marriage proposal only to realize that she is being used to repay a royal family's ancient debts and must now escape while surviving attacks from the dragon lurking in the chasm. The rest of the principal cast consists of Ray Winstone, Nick Robinson, Shara Akdashlu, Angela Bassett, and Robin Wright. Damsel began streaming on Netflix to mixed reviews on March 8, 2024. Plot: the first king of Aurea leads a feudal attack on a dragon residing in his realm. All the king's men are killed, leaving the king at the dragon's mercy. Centuries later, Elodie, the daughter of Lord Bayford, receives a proposal from Queen Isabel of Aurea to marry her son, Prince Henry. On her father's urging, Elodie agrees to the marriage so her bride price can help their impoverished people. Upon arriving in Aurea, Elodie and Henry are initially uninterested in each other, but begin to bond as they share a desire to travel. Elodie's stepmother, Lady Bayford, becomes suspicious of the motives of Queen Isabel, leading her to futilely implore Elodie to end the engagement. After the wedding, Elodie and Henry take part in an ancient ritual in the mountains, supposedly to celebrate their union. Isabel describes the pact between the first king and the dragon, where he had to sacrifice his 3 daughters to ensure peace between his people and the dragon. Following a ceremony where their palms are cut and held together, Henry carries Elodie across the narrow path over the dragon's lair, then at Isabel's behest throws her down the chasm. Recovering from the fall and having been rendered barefoot, Elodie realizes that she is an actual sacrifice. She escapes the dragon after it burns her leg, and discovers an illuminated cave filled with glowing silkworms, which she collects as a light source. Elodie reaches a chamber with the note "Safe here" she cannot reach, the names of past victims, and a map carved into the wall. While Elodie sleeps, the worms heal the burn on her leg. Elodie follows the map to a dead end at a high vertical drop on the mountainside. She discovers the remains of dead dragon hatchlings, explaining the reason for the royal sacrifices. A rescue party led by Lord Bayford arrives. The dragon kills them, including Lord Bayford, but the distraction allows Elodie to escape the mountain. She takes one of the rescue party's horses and hides under a rock as the dragon burns the surrounding area in an unsuccessful pursuit. Alerted by the conflagration that Elodie's sacrifice has failed, Isabel resorts to kidnapping Elodie's younger sister Floria as a replacement. After learning this from a desperate Lady Bayford, Elodie returns to the mountain to rescue Floria, whom the dragon has left alive as bait. Elodie creates a diversion to reach Floria. Telling her sister to hide, she confronts the dragon and tries to convince her that they were deceived by the Orions. By joining their cut hands at the wedding, the blood of the brides and the Orion royals mingled, making the dragon think that the princesses were of Orion descent. Refusing to believe Elodie, the dragon states that the first king's assault was unprovoked, and then attacks her. The two battle until Elodie tricks the dragon into burning herself. With the dragon at her mercy, she convinces the dragon of the truth and heals both of them with the glowing worms. Elodie then interrupts the wedding of another sacrifice at the palace, exposing the Orion royal family's treachery. Elodie advises the new bride and her family to flee, and the dragon burns the palace with all the Orion royals and nobles inside. Henry, remorseful for his actions, is shown accepting his fate, while Isabel screams in defeat. Days later, Elodie, Floria, and Lady Bayford sail home, loaded with supplies and accompanied by the dragon. Cast: Millie Bobby Brown as Elodie, a young woman from an unnamed northern land. Ray Winstone as Lord Bayford of an unknown northern land and Elodie's father. Angela Bassett as Lady Bayford, the wife of Lord Bayford and Elodie's stepmother. Brooke Carter as Floria, Elodie's younger sister. Nick Robinson as Prince Henry, the Prince of Aurea. Robin Wright as Queen Isabel, the Queen Regnant of Aurea and Prince Henry's mother. Milo Tumiid, PL as King Roderick, the King Consort of Aurea and Prince Henry's father. Nicole Joseph as Princess Victoria, one of the previous princesses sacrificed to the dragon. Shara Akdashlu as the voice of the dragon, an unnamed dragon that demands sacrifices of Aurea's princesses. A production. Damsel was directed by Juan Carlos Fresnadillo from a script by Dan Mazeau, and produced by Joe Roth and Jeff Kirschenbaum through their production company for Netflix. 3. Emily Ballou and Mark Baumbach were credited for additional literary material off-screen. 4. In November 2020, Millie Bobby Brown was cast as Princess Elodie. She was also named as the film's executive producer. 3. In April 2022, it was reported that Angela Bassett, Nick Robinson, Robin Wright, Ray Winstone, Brooke Carter, and Shara Akdashlu were part of the cast. 5. 6. Principal photography took place in early 2022. 7 cave scenes were shot at Troubadour Meridian Water Studios in London. Filming also took place in Portugal at Tomar, Sortelha, Serra da Estrela, and at the Batalha Monastery. 8. The Dragon was designed by Patrick Tadopoulos. 9. Netflix spent $145.1 million producing the film, which came down to a net cost of $109.2 million after UK tax incentives. 2. The film's score was composed by David Fleming and produced by Hans Zimmer. 10. The soundtrack includes a cover of the Johnny Cash song Ring of Fire, performed by Lickley. Netflix Music released the soundtrack album digitally on March 5, 2024. 11. Release. Damsel was scheduled to stream on Netflix on October 13, 2023. 12. However, due to the impact of the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike on the film's promotion, the original release date was postponed and the film began streaming on March 8, 2024. 13. 14. Novel. Author Evelyn Skye released a novelization of the film in advance. She stated, "The easiest way to think about it is this: Dan Mazeau wrote the original screenplay. I was able to read an early draft and was given free rein to write my own version of the story, which ultimately became the novel. Both the novel and the movie may stem from the same origin, but they are also each their own unique works of art." 15. The novel was published by Penguin Random House on April 18, 2023. 16. Reception. Audience viewership. According to Netflix, the film amassed 35.3 million views, or 64.8 million hours, in its first 3 days, placing first in 79 countries. 17/18 between its debut and the end of June, total views rose to 143 million, making it the most watched Netflix film for the first half of 2024. 19. Critical response. The film received mixed reviews. 2021 on the review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 56% of 127 critics' reviews are positive, with an average rating of 5.5/10. The website's consensus reads, "Damsel has an appealing action hero in Millie Bobby Brown, whose gutsy performance is often enough to balance the scales against the film's underpowered story and occasionally unconvincing effects." 22. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of 46 out of 100, based on 28 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. 23. Mick LaSalle of the San Francisco Chronicle criticized Brown's character, but praised her commitment to the role, writing the movie could have used a little less of Brown cowering behind boulders as the flames get closer and a little more of her getting even with the people who put her in this predicament. 24. Peter DeBrugge of Variety wrote, "Deliciously improper at times, Damsel adheres to codes that can feel a bit calculated, less organic than crafted in response to a newly progressive corporate agenda. The signs are there at all levels, from inclusive casting to occasionally self-righteous dialogue." 10. Kate Erbland of IndieWire gave it a grade of C+. 14. Tim Roby of The Telegraph awarded it 1 star out of 5, writing, "If a straight-to-landfill quality is synonymous with the worst of Netflix, Damsel sums this up by having the tackiness of a plastic wedding cake." Millie Bobby Bon Jovi, née Brown, born February 19, 2004, known professionally as Millie Bobby Brown, is a British actress and film producer. 1. She gained international recognition for playing Eleven in the Netflix science fiction series Stranger Things, 2016 to 2025, for which she received nominations for 2 Primetime Emmy Awards. In 2018, Brown was featured in the Time 100 list of the world's most influential people too, and she was appointed as a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, the youngest person ever selected for this position. 3. Brown has starred in the monster film Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 2019, and its sequel Godzilla vs. Kong, 2021. She also starred in and produced the Netflix films Enola Holmes, 2020, Enola Holmes 2, 2022, Damsel, 2024, and The Electric State, 2025. Early life. Millie Bobby Brown 4 was born on 19 February 2004 5 in Marbella, Andalusia, Spain. 6, the third of 4 children of British parents Kelly and Robert Brown, an estate agent. 7. Her middle name is Bonnie, 8, but she changed it to Bobby when she began using a stage name. 9. She was born with partial hearing loss in her left ear and gradually lost all hearing in that ear over several years. 10. 11. She moved with her family back to England when she was 4, settling in Bournemouth. When she was 8, the family moved to Orlando, Florida. 12. Brown says she grew up with no money, and the financial insecurity of her upbringing has affected her relationship with money in adulthood, even after achieving success through Stranger Things as a child actor. 13. Career. 2013 to 2017, early roles and Stranger Things. Brown in 2016. In 2013, Brown made her acting debut as a guest star in the ABC fantasy drama series Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, a spin-off of Once Upon a Time, portraying the role of young Alice. 14. In 2014, she had a starring role in the BBC America paranormal drama thriller series Intruders as Madison O'Donnell. 15. She made guest appearances in the CBS police procedural drama NCIS, the ABC sitcom Modern Family and the ABC medical drama series Grey's Anatomy. 16. 17. In 2016, she auditioned for Lady Lyanna Mormont on Game of Thrones but didn't get the role. 18. Then, Brown was cast to play Eleven in the Netflix science fiction horror series Stranger Things. 19. She received critical praise for her performance. 20. And she was nominated for the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Female Actor in a Drama Series and the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series. She then won the Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble in a Drama Series with her co-stars. 21. And won the 43rd Saturn Award for Best Performance by a Younger Actor in a Television Series. 22. For her role as Eleven in the second season of Stranger Things, she received her second nominations for a Screen Actors Guild Award and a Primetime Emmy Award in 2018. 23. She reprised the role through to the series' 5th and final season in 2025. 24. In November 2016, Brown starred in the music video for Sigma and Birdie's single Find Me. Since November 2016, she has appeared in commercial advertisements for investment and financial service company Citigroup. 25. In January 2017, she made her modeling debut in Calvin Klein's By Appointment campaign. 26. The following month, she was signed to the agency IMG Models. 27. Brown appeared in the advertisement campaign of the Italian brand Moncler in the summer of 2018. 28. Brown has also made appearances on the cover of Vogue. 29. 2018, present. Brown in 2023. Brown was chosen to voice in the Darren Aronofsky-produced virtual reality experience Spheres, Songs of Space-Time. 30. In 2018, she was named one of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time, becoming the youngest person to be included in the list. 31. Additionally, she was named by Time magazine as one of the most influential teens of 2017 and 2018. 32-33 that year, she became the youngest person ever to be appointed a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador. 34 EA Games announced that Brown collaborated with the Sims 4 programmers to feature in the Sims 4 Positivity Challenge. 35 In 2018, The Hollywood Reporter ranked Brown as amongst Hollywood's top 30 stars under age 18. 36. Brown made her feature film debut in 2019 in Godzilla, King of the Monsters, the sequel to the 2014 film Godzilla. 37 She reprised her role in the next sequel, Godzilla vs. Kong, 2021. 38 She became the ambassador of UEFA's Together #WePlayStrong campaign. 39 In 2019, Brown launched Florence by Mills, her own beauty product line. It is available at UK Pharmacy Boots, Walmart in the United States and Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada. 40 41 42 43 44 45 In 2020, Brown starred in and produced the film adaptation of the Enola Holmes Mysteries 46 and later reprised the role in the 2022 sequel, Enola Holmes 2. According to Variety, she earned $10 million for the role, emerging as one of the year's highest paid actresses in Hollywood. 47-48 That year, she was also made an ambassador of the fashion brand Louis Vuitton. 49-50 Brown released her debut novel, 19 Steps, based on her own family history, in September 2023. The novel is described as an epic story of love, loss, and secrets. 51. In 2024, Brown starred in and executive produced the fantasy film Damsel for Netflix, directed by Spanish filmmaker Juan Carlos Fresnadillo based on a screenplay by Dan Mazeau. 52 In 2025, she starred in The Russo Brothers as the Electric State, an adaptation of Simon Stalenhag's graphic novel of the same name. 53. In July 2025, Brown and Gabriel LaBelle are to star in a Netflix romantic comedy film Just Picture It. 54 In 2026, she will reprise the role in the 2026 sequel, Enola Holmes 3. 55. Collaboration and business ventures. Brown at the premiere of Stranger Things Season 5. Brown launched her own cosmetics and fashion brand, Florence by Mills, on August 25, 2019. 7 The brand has been marketed toward Gen Z adolescent girls, and the products are intended to fit young people's skin. 56 Brown later added fashion and clothing, only available online and not in stores. She collaborated with Converse called Millie Bobby, which launched on July 11, 2019. This was a customizable collection featuring classic Chuck Taylor styles with designs inspired by her love for the ocean and whales. 57 In late 2019 she released a second Converse collaboration, also called Millie Bobby, that included 3 new sneakers inspired by her love of DIY crafting. 58. Brown then became the face of Pandora's new Pandora Me collection in October of 2019. The brand announced a 2-year partnership with Brown, who helped promote the line of customizable charms, bracelets, and earrings focused on self-expression. She also hosted Pandora Me Charm Academy events to celebrate the collection. 59. In early 2020, she collaborated with Vogue Eyewear to co-design a collection of sunglasses and eyeglasses inspired by the 1990s, her travels, and her personal aesthetic. Key features included pastel colors, interesting shapes, and 90s retro chic materials. Some models came with a unique crossbody pouch. 60. Brown worked with Chips Ahoy on cookies inspired by Stranger Things as part of the promotion for the series' 5th season in 2025. 61. Media image. Brown has been dubbed a stream queen by some media outlets due to her predominantly appearing in content originally released on streaming services, mainly Netflix. 62. Louis Chilton of The Independent wrote that while actors were often segregated based on mediums such as film or television, as the money and creative prestige migrated to television, the line between movie stars and TV actors has become more porous, and it was into this amorphous environment that streaming was born, meaning that there's never really been such a thing as a streaming actor. Until Brown, that is. 1. Personal life. Brown came into the public eye at age 12 after being cast in Stranger Things. 63 At age 14, memes using homophobic quotes which were falsely attributed to Brown began circulating on social media, which Brown stated was one of the reasons she eventually deactivated her Twitter. 64 In addition to online bullying, she has also faced social media users and articles sexualizing her. 63 In response, Brown captioned a 2020 Instagram post on her 16th birthday with the following comment: "There are moments I get frustrated from the inaccuracy, inappropriate comments, sexualization and unnecessary insults that have ultimately resulted in pain and insecurity for me." 65. After Brown turned 18 in February 2022, her social media profiles began to be flooded by sexually explicit material from users. 66. In 2021, Brown began a relationship with actor Jake Bon Jovi. 67 In April 2023, she announced their engagement. 68 On May 27, 2024, people reported that the couple had married in a private ceremony the previous weekend. 69 70 71 Brown also announced that she had chosen to take her husband's last name. 72 They live in the state of Georgia. 73 In August 2025, Brown and Bon Jovi announced that they had adopted a girl. 74 Her close friend and Stranger Things co-star Noah Schnapp is her daughter's godfather. 75. As of August 2022, she has been an online student at Purdue University, studying health and human services. 76. On March 3, 2025, addressing media backlash over her appearance, Brown posted a video on her Instagram account criticizing journalists, including multiple reporters from Daily Mail and former Great British Bake Off host Matt Lucas, for what she said was bullying and body shaming. Brown stated that as an adult, she should not be expected to continue looking like a child. 77-78 The next day, Lucas posted an apology on Instagram for his comments. Raymond Andrew Winstone, /WNSTN/, born February 19, 1957, 2 is an English television, stage, and film actor with a career spanning 5 decades. Having worked with many prominent directors, including Martin Scorsese and Steven Spielberg, Winstone is known for his hard man roles, usually delivered in his distinctive London accent. Besides playing gangster roles, Winstone has also worked in comedy, Martha, Meet Frank, Daniel, and Lawrence, and as the romantic lead, Fanny and Elvis. He starred as Henry VIII in the 2003 TV serial of the same name. 3 He has appeared in many TV shows, including Robin of Sherwood, 1984 to 1986, The Bill for Boone, Ever Decreasing Circles, 1 Foot in the Grave for Home to Roost, Birds of a Feather, Kavanaugh QC4 and Auf Wiedersehen, Pet. Winstone received a BAFTA Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role nomination for his performance in Nil by Mouth, 1997. He also starred in the British independent film Scum, 1979, Quadrophenia, 1979, The War Zone, 1999, Last Orders, 2001, and Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, 2010. Winstone's other notable films include Sexy Beast, 2000, Ripley's Game, 2002, Cold Mountain, 2003, King Arthur, 2004, The Departed, 2006, Beowulf, 2007, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, 2008, Hugo, 2011, Snow White and the Huntsman, 2012, Black Widow, 2021, and Damsel, 2024. Early life and education. Winstone was born on February 19, 1957 in Hackney Hospital, London. 2 He first lived in Caister Park Road, Stratford E155 and attended Portway Infants and Junior School. He moved to Enfield when he was 7. 2. His mother, Margaret, née Richardson, 1932 to 1985, had a job emptying fruit machines, and his father, Raymond J. Winstone, 1933 to 2015, ran a fruit and vegetable business. 6.2. Winstone has recounted how, as a child, he used to play with his friends on bomb sites, empty plots of land with rubble from Second World War bombs. 5. He joined Brimsdown Primary School and in 1968, enrolled to Edmonton County School 7, which had changed from a grammar school to a comprehensive upon his arrival. 7. He also attended Corona Theatre School. 2. He did not take to school, eventually leaving with a single CSE, grade 2, in drama. 4. He recounted an early encounter with a notorious gangster. I was still a baby the day Ronnie Cray came round to see Dad, but I've been told this story so many times I can see it unfolding in my mind. Everyone was on their best behavior, but then Ronnie picked me up, and by all accounts I pissed all over him. He had a new Mac on, which had probably cost a few bob, and I absolutely covered it. The room fell silent, then Ronnie cracked up, so everyone knew it was safe to join in. 5. Winstone had an early affinity for acting. His father would take him to the cinema every Wednesday afternoon. Later, he viewed Albert Finney in Saturday Night and Sunday Morning, and said, I thought, I could be that geezer. His other major influences included John Wayne, James Cagney, and Edward G. Robinson. After borrowing extra tuition money from a friend's mother, a drama teacher, Winstone took to the stage, appearing as a Cockney newspaper seller in a production of Emile and the Detectives. Winstone was also a boxer. 8. Known to his friends as Winnie, he was called Little Suggs at home, his father already being known as Sugar, after Sugar Ray Robinson. At the age of 12, Winstone joined the Repton Amateur Boxing Club. 2. Over the next 10 years, he won 80 out of 88 bouts. 9. He was London schoolboy champion at welterweight on 3 occasions. 10. And fought twice for England. 10. The experience gave him a perspective on his later career. If you can get in a ring with 2,000 people watching and be smacked around by another guy, then walking on stage isn't hard. 11. Deciding to pursue drama, Winstone enrolled at the Corona Stage Academy in Hammersmith, when he was aged about 17. 4.12.5 at £900 a term, it was expensive considering the average wage was then about £36 a week. Citation needed. He was ultimately expelled for vandalizing the head's car. 4. 1970 to 1988. In 1975, Winstone landed his first professional role in What a Crazy World at the Theatre Royal, Stratford in London. 13. One of his first TV appearances came in the 1976 Loving Arms episode of the popular police series The Sweeney 14, where he was credited as Raymond Winstone, as he was in What a Crazy World 13, and played a minor part as an unnamed young thug. Winstone auditioned for Alan Clark's BBC play Scum, 1979. Because Clark liked Winstone's cocky, aggressive boxer's walk too, he got the part, though it had been written for a Glaswegian. 4. The play, written by Roy Minton and directed by Clark, was a brutal depiction of a young offenders institution. Winstone was cast in the leading role of Carlin, a young offender who struggles against both his captors and his fellow cons to become the daddy of the institution. Hard-hitting and often violent, the play was judged unsuitable for broadcast by the BBC, and was not shown until 1991. The banned television play was entirely refilmed in 1979 for cinematic release, with many of the original actors playing the same roles, including Winstone. In a commentary for the Scum DVD, Winstone cites Clark as a major influence on his career and laments the director's death in 1990 from cancer. 15. After a short run in the TV series Fox, 1980, he scored a role in Ladies and Gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains, 1982, 14 alongside Diane Lane and Laura Dern. He then starred in the opening episode of the 3rd season of Bergerac, 1983, as Will Scarlett in Robin of Sherwood. 4. He again teamed up with Jason Connery in a film which also featured Amanda Donahoe and Maria Whittaker, in Tank Mauling, 1984. 14. 1990 to 2003. Winstone was asked to appear in Mr. Thomas for a play written by his friend and fellow Londoner Kathy Burke. The reviews were good, and led to Winstone being cast, alongside Burke, in Gary Oldman's drama Nil by Mouth, 1997. 14. He was widely lauded for his performance as an alcoholic wife batterer, receiving a BAFTA nomination, 17 years after his Best Newcomer award for that summer. 14. He continued to play tough guy roles in Face and The War Zone, the latter especially controversial, as he played a man who rapes his own daughter, but that obvious toughness also allowed him to play loved-up nice guys in romantic comedies Fanny and Elvis and There's Only One Jimmy Grimble. In Last Christmas, he played a dead man, now a trainee angel, who returns from heaven to help his young son cope with his bereavement, which was written by Tony Grounds. In 1995, he played the sinister and mysterious Thane in the comedy-drama series The Ghostbusters of East Finchley. The series was also written by Grounds, with whom Winstone worked again on Births, Marriages and Deaths and Our Boy, the latter winning him the Royal Television Society Best Actor Award. They worked together again in 2006 on All in the Game, where Winstone portrayed a football manager. He did a series of Wholesome Pills advertisements where he played upon the phrase "Who's the daddy?" coined in the film Scum. In 2000, Winstone starred alongside Jude Law in Love, Honor, and Obey. 14. He then played lead role in Sexy Beast, 2001, for which earned him great acclaim from UK and international audiences and brought him to the attention of the American film industry. Winstone plays Gal Dove, a retired and happily married former thief dragged back into London's underworld by a psychopathic former associate, Ben Kingsley, who received an Oscar nomination for his performance. In 2000, he starred into The Green Fields Beyond at the Donmar Warehouse and directed by Sam Mendes. In 2002, he performed at the Royal Court as Griffin in The Night Heron. 2 years later, he joined Kevin Spacey for 24-hour plays at the Old Vic, a series of productions that were written, rehearsed, and performed in a single day. After a brief role alongside Burke again in the tragi-comic The Martins, 2001, 14. He appeared in Last Orders, 2001, where he starred alongside Michael Caine, Helen Mirren, David Hemmings, and Tom Courtenay. Next, Winstone got a prime part in Ripley's Game, 2002, the semi-sequel to The Talented Mr. Ripley, in which he once again played a gangster. He followed up with Lenny Blue, the sequel to Tough Love, and the short The Bouncer. Now internationally known, Winstone was next chosen by Anthony Minghella to play Teague, a sinister home guard boss in the American Civil War drama Cold Mountain, 2003. According to actor Dominic West, Ray Winstone was the original choice to play the now iconic role of Jimmy McNulty in the HBO series The Wire, 2002. West stated Winstone turned down the role because he did not want to live in Baltimore, Maryland, and the role subsequently went to West. 14. 2004 to 2012. Winstone in 2006. At this time, Winstone set up Size 9 and Flicks production companies with his longtime agent Michael Wiggs. The first effort was She's Gone, in which he plays a businessman whose young daughter disappears in Istanbul. Filming was held up by unrest in the Middle East. He followed it up with Jerusalem, in which he played poet and visionary William Blake. Citation needed. Winstone made his action film debut in King Arthur, 2004, 14, starring Clive Owen, directed by Antoine Fuqua, and produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. Fuqua lauded his performance, proclaiming he was the British De Niro. Winstone provided the voice of Soldier Sam in the screen version of The Magic Roundabout. In 2005, he appeared opposite Suran Jones in ITV drama Vincent about a team of private detectives. He returned to the role in 2006 and was awarded an International Emmy. He also portrayed a 19th-century English policeman trying to tame the Australian outback in The Proposition. In 2006, American critic Roger Ebert described Winstone as one of the best actors now at work in movies. 16. A complete change of pace for Winstone occurred when he provided the voice for the cheeky chap Mr. Beaver in the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, also in 2005. Winstone appeared in Martin Scorsese's 2006 film The Departed as Mr. French, an enforcer to Jack Nicholson's Irish mob boss. Critic Roger Ebert singled out Winstone for praise among the ensemble cast of The Departed, writing that the actor invests every line with the authority of God dictating to Moses. 17. He provided motion capture movements and voice-over work for the title character in the Robert Zemeckis film Beowulf. He then co-starred in Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which was released on May 22, 2008. He returned to television drama in The Changeling-inspired Compulsion, originally shown in May 2009. Since 2009, Winstone has fronted the advertising for betting firm Bet365. 18. He also co-founded a sports management business, Integral Sports Management, in 2020. 19. Winstone has mixed work in Hollywood productions with work in lower-budget, independent films. In 2010, Winstone starred as Arjun Van Diemen in the film Tracker with Temuera Morrison. 20. He had a role as CIA agent Darius Jedburgh in the Edge of Darkness remake, replacing Robert De Niro. 21. Winstone starred in British independent film The Hot Potato in 2011, and the following year in a big-screen remake of popular 1970s show The Sweeney, 2012. 14. 2013, present. In April 2013, while a guest host of the comedy quiz show Have I Got News For You, he provoked controversy by stating that Scotland's chief exports were oil, whiskey, tartan, and tramps, leading to a headline in The Scotsman claiming, Ray Winstone calls Scots tramps on TV quiz show. Viewers complained to Ofcom and the BBC. 22. In 2015, he played the role of ex-criminal Jimmy Rose in The Trials of Jimmy Rose, a three-part drama for ITV. In 2006, Winstone appeared as the star in a reasonably priced car during Series 8 of BBC's Top Gear. 23. In 2015, he starred in The Gunman with Sean Penn. The film was a box office failure. That same year, Winstone also featured in remake Point Break 14, a relative box office success, though critically panned. 24. In 2017, the actor starred in the critically acclaimed British independent film Jawbone, before 2018's critical and box office failure King of Thieves. In 2019, Winstone starred in critical disaster The Queen's Corgi, and critical and box office Bombcats. Winstone then starred in Marvel's Black Widow in 2021. 14. He appeared as career criminal Bobby Glass in Guy Ritchie's 8-part series The Gentleman, which debuted on Netflix in March 2024. 25. In 2025, Winstone was honored with Honorary Heart of Sarajevo Award at the 31st Sarajevo Film Festival. 26. Personal life. Winstone met his wife, Elaine McCausland, while filming that summer in 1979. 4-5. They have 3 daughters, the elder 2, Lois and Jamie, are actresses. 8. Winstone lives with his wife in Royton, Essex. 5-4. He is a fan of West Ham United and promoted their 2009 home kit. 27. Winstone was declared bankrupt on October 4, 1988, and again on March 19, 1993. 28-29. In 2019, in the context of Brexit, Winstone expressed a preference for leaving the European Union without a deal and argued against holding a second referendum, stating that it would lead to rebellion and that the country voted to leave. Then that's democracy, you leave. Angela Evelyn Bassett, born August 16, 1958, is an American actress. Known for her work in film and television since the 1980s, she has received various accolades, including an Emmy Award and 2 Golden Globe Awards, as well as nominations for 2 Academy Awards. In 2023, Time magazine named her one of the 100 most influential people in the world too, and she received an Academy Honorary Award. 3. Bassett had her breakthrough portraying singer Tina Turner in the biopic What's Love Got to Do With It, 1993, which won her a Golden Globe Award and a nomination for the Academy Award for Best Actress. She had success starring in Boys and the Hood, 1991, Malcolm X, 1992, Strange Days, Vampire in Brooklyn, Waiting to Exhale, all 1995, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, 1998, and Music of the Heart, 1999. In the following decades, she took on supporting roles in the drama Notorious, 2009, and the action films Green Lantern, 2011, Olympus Has Fallen, 2013, and London Has Fallen, 2016. She also played Queen Ramonda in the Marvel Cinematic Universe films Black Panther, 2018, Avengers, Endgame, 2019, and Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, 2022. For the latter, she won another Golden Globe and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. On television, Bassett has starred as Katherine Jackson in the miniseries The Jacksons, An American Dream, 1992. Her portrayal of Rosa Parks in the television film The Rosa Parks Story, 2002, gained her a nomination for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress. Her performances in 2 seasons of the FX horror anthology series American Horror Story earned her nominations for an Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in 2014 and 2015. In 2018, Bassett began producing and starring as an LAPD Patrol Sergeant Athena Grant in the Fox/ABC drama series 9-1-1. Early life and education. Bassett was born on August 16, 1958, in New York City. Her mother is Betty Jane, née Gilbert, a social worker and civil servant for. Her father is Daniel Benjamin Bassett, a preacher's son. 567 Bassett's middle name was given to her in honor of her Aunt Evelyn. 10 months after Bassett was born, her mother became pregnant and had a second child, Bassett's sister Dinette. Bassett said the pregnancy only made things harder, leading her parents to send her to her father's sister, Golden, in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. While her aunt did not have any children of her own, she loved children, and she was good with them. 8. At the age of 4, Bassett was picked up by her mother after her parents divorced. Her mother took her and her sister to St. Petersburg, Florida. 9. Bassett did not see her father again for several years, until she attended her grandmother's funeral. There, Bassett met her father's daughter Jean, from his first marriage, who was 12 years old, and several years older than Bassett. 10. After graduating from Jordan Park Elementary School, Bassett was bused to attend Diston Middle School for 7th grade. She began at that school in 1970, a year before the city of St. Petersburg formally established busing to integrate its public schools. After completing 7th grade, Bassett was bused to Azalea Middle School for 8th and 9th grades. Bassett's mother became more involved in her daughter's studies and told the two that they would go to college. 11. In her younger years, Bassett was in love with the Jackson 5, and dreamed of marrying a member of the family group. She said her choice would probably be whoever had the cutest, roundest afro at the time. In my imagination we would have children and live in a real house. 10. As her interest in entertainment developed, Angela and her sister would often put on shows, reading poems, or performing popular music for their family. 12. Boca Ciega High School, where Bassett attended and participated as a member of the debate team and student government, among other activities. At Boca Ciega High School, Bassett was a cheerleader and a member of the Upward Bound College Prep program, the debate team, student government, drama club, and choir. An A and B student for the most part, Bassett got her first C in physical education. She tried to convince her mother not to be disappointed by the grade. Bassett called the grade the average, leading her mother to say she did not have average kids. As Bassett described, she developed a sense of pride and did not get another C until college. 13 During high school, Bassett became the first African American in that school to be admitted to the National Honor Society. The Upward Bound program is an academic and cultural enrichment program for underprivileged students. Bassett says she and the other participants did not see themselves as underprivileged. 12. Bassett studied at Yale University and graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in African American Studies in 1980. 14. She studied acting at the Yale School of Drama and obtained a Master of Fine Arts in 1983. Her paternal aunt had warned her not to waste her Yale education on theater. She was the only member of Bassett's family to have gone to both college and graduate school. 13. At Yale, Bassett met her future husband Courtney B. Vance, a 1986 graduate of the drama school. Bassett was also classmates with actor Charles S. Dutton. 15. Career. 1980s. After graduation, Bassett worked as a receptionist for a beauty salon and as a photo researcher to support herself while looking for acting work in the New York theater. One of her first New York performances came in 1985 when she appeared in J.E. Franklin's Black Girl at Second Stage Theater. She appeared in 2 August Wilson plays at the Yale Repertory Theater under the direction of her longtime instructor Lloyd Richards. These were Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, 1984, and Joe Turner's Come and Gone, 1986. Decades later in 2006, she had the opportunity to work on the Wilson canon again, starring in Fences alongside longtime collaborator Lawrence Fishburne at the Pasadena Playhouse in California. In 1985, Bassett made her first television appearance, as a prostitute in the television film Double Take. She made her film debut as a news reporter in F/X, 1986, for which she was required to join the Screen Actors Guild, SAG. 16. Bassett moved to Los Angeles in 1988 for more acting jobs. She had early guest spots on A Man Called Hawk and 227, both 1989. 17. 1990s. Bassett earned industry attention and public recognition for her early performances in the films Boys and the Hood, 1991, and Malcolm X, 1992. For her portrayal of Betty Shabazz in the latter, she earned an NAACP Image Award. During production, director Spike Lee showed Bassett a tape of the exact moment when Malcolm X was shot, since they would be filming the scene. Bassett called the recording haunting, but noted that afterward she was able to grab hold of the pain and recreate the scene. Bassett felt it was important for her to get the assassination scene correct, and wondered how Betty found the strength to keep going, to raise her family, to educate, to sustain them. 18. Bassett worried that after her role as Betty Shabazz in Malcolm X, she would not find another role as satisfying. At the time of the film's release, she expressed her worry that she would not have such a role again. "I think I have been incredibly blessed and it is probably just all downhill from here." 19. Bassett in 1996. Bassett also starred as Katherine Jackson in The Jacksons, An American Dream, which premiered on ABC TV in the same week as the theatrical release of Malcolm X. After returning to Los Angeles following completion of her work for Malcolm X, Bassett got a call to audition for a film about Tina Turner, based on her memoir I, Tina. 20. Bassett won the lead role over Halle Berry and Robin Givens, but had only 1 month to prepare before filming began. She met with Turner twice, who advised her on details of her interpretation, from wigs and outfits to dancing styles. Turner also did Bassett's makeup, leading Bassett to call her supportive and her biggest fan. 17. In an interview with the Orlando Sentinel, Bassett described going to one of Turner's concerts and, after realizing that she knew some of Turner's dance moves, she cried and was almost a river of tears. 21. Bassett's performance as Turner in What's Love Got to Do with It, 1993, received strong reviews. 22-23 Mark Bernardine of Entertainment Weekly wrote that Bassett gave the performance of a lifetime portraying Turner in the biopic. 24 Bassett won a Golden Globe for her portrayal, and was the first African American to win this award for Best Actress. She was nominated for an Academy Award as Best Actress, but lost to Holly Hunter for The Piano. Despite the acclaim, Bassett later said in a 2022 interview on Today with Hoda and Jenna, that after portraying Turner, she did not receive acting calls for about a year and a half. Bassett starred in 3 films in 1995, which received varying reviews: Vampire in Brooklyn, Strange Days, and Waiting to Exhale. For the latter she worked with author Terry McMillan, who had written the book of the same title that was adapted for film. In Strange Days, Bassett played Lornette Mace Mason, a chauffeur and bodyguard. In Vampire in Brooklyn, she played Rita Vitter, a tortured cop with a dark secret. She was excited to work with Eddie Murphy in the film, and director Wes Craven. Bassett had previously worked with Craven on television shows. 25 Bassett's character in Waiting to Exhale, Bernadine Harris, is betrayed by her husband. In revenge she sets fire to his entire wardrobe and vehicle, then sells what is left for $1. Bassett described the scene and her character in this film to the Orlando Sentinel as follows: "The thing is that my character is thinking about how her husband has left her. I have a cigarette in one hand, and I'm drinking. Basically, the 4 of us are sitting there talking about men and having some fun." 21. In 1997, Bassett starred as the president's advisor in Contact. 26 Stephen Holden of the New York Times opined that Bassett was largely wasted as a presidential assistant. 27. In 1998, Bassett starred in How Stella Got Her Groove Back, once again collaborating with McMillan. She played Stella, a 40-year-old professional American woman who falls in love with a 20-year-old Jamaican man. She was praised for her performance by Variety 28 and The Washington Post. 29 Stephen Holden of the New York Times said Bassett's character was the best thing in the movie and wrote, "The actress portrays this high-strung superwoman with such intensity that she makes her almost believable." 30. In 1999, Bassett starred in Music of the Heart, once again collaborating with horror director Wes Craven. 31-32 Matthew Eng wrote of her terrifically specific chemistry with Meryl Streep. 33. 2000s. Bassett in 2002. In 2000, Bassett turned down the lead role in Monsters Ball because of the script's sexual content. Citation Needed Halle Berry won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her performance in the role. Citation Needed The first film Bassett appeared in that year was Supernova, where she played a medical officer. 34-35 Her other 2 films released in 2000 were Whispers, An Elephant's Tale and Boesman and Lena, the latter adapted from the play of the same name by South African Athol Fugard. Todd McCarthy of Variety wrote that in Boesman and Lena Bassett abandons her recently cultivated glamorous image to dig to the core of Lena's fierce, probing, contentious, compassionate character. 36. Kevin Thomas of the Los Angeles Times wrote that Bassett captured all of her character's mercurial mood swings, and both Bassett and her co-star Danny Glover rise to the challenge of these larger-than-life roles, just as you would expect. 37. She appeared in the 2001 film The Score. Her character was in a relationship with Robert De Niro's. She read the film's script and became interested. She was telephoned by director Frank Oz, who told her Robert De Niro would like to meet with you. Bassett met with De Niro and later realized the conversation was meant to break the ice before they started filming. 38 In addition to The Score, that year she also had a role in the television film Ruby's Bucket of Blood. The following year, in 2002, Bassett acted in Sunshine State and The Rosa Parks Story. In The Rosa Parks Story, Bassett was cast as Rosa Parks. 39 Laura Fries of Entertainment Weekly wrote that Bassett takes her physical strength and turns it inward to portray Parks and expressed her belief that lesser hands would allow for misinterpretation or gross underplay of Parks's personality. 40 In addition to positive reception of her role, Bassett was seen as the star of the film due to her performance and earned a nomination for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Miniseries or a Movie for her performance. 41. In 2003, she read from the WPA slave narratives in Unchained Memories. In the 1930s, about 100,000 former enslaved African Americans were still alive. As part of the Federal Writers Project during the Great Depression, writers interviewed some 2,300, capturing their memories of slavery times. The transcripts of the Slave Narratives collection of the Library of Congress is a record of slavery, bondage, and misery. 42-43 That year she also appeared in the film Masked and Anonymous, playing a mistress. 44-45 And Hornaday noted her as among the endless parade of actors who show up even for the briefest of appearances. 46. In 2004, she had roles in the films The Lazarus Child and Mr. 3000. Mr. 3000 was a comedy in which Bassett co-starred with Bernie Mac. When asked if the film was easier to act in than the more intense roles she had in the past, Bassett said, "This was much easier. This was a walk in the park. It was pretty easy compared to some of the roles I've done that call for so much emotion or physicality." At the time of the film's release, she described both Bernie Mac and Lawrence Fishburne, whom she had worked with in the past, her favorites, and said the pair were both highly professional and extraordinarily talented. 47. The only film she appeared in during the following year was Mr. and Mrs. Smith in an uncredited voice role. 48. In the 2006 film Aquila and the Bee, Bassett portrayed Tanya Anderson, the mother of the film's lead, Aquila, played by Keke Palmer. Bassett said she loved the story. 49. Viewing the lead character as someone who could be anyone because each of us have had dreams and aspirations and wanting to be and needing to be supported and directed. 50. She described working with Palmer as being really wonderful. According to Bassett, the two bonded and she said that Palmer was as good an actress as any adult she had worked with. 49. Bassett appeared in the television film Time Bomb the same year. Her role was seen as an extended cameo by Brian Lowry of Variety. 51. Bassett at the Heart Truths fashion show in 2007. Bassett provided her voice for the 2007 film Meet the Robinsons. 52. When asked about her motives in taking on the role, Bassett said, "For one, it was a character I had never played before, which is always important to me, to keep me sharp. But it was also the desire to be part of a well-written movie that has something really positive to say about families and about all the different ways there can be to make a family." 53. She appeared in the 2008 film Gospel Hill. 54-55 Stephen Holden of the New York Times wrote that Bassett's fiery self-possession brings a spark of passion to her stick figure character. 56 She next appeared in Of Boys and Men, portraying Rietta Cole, the matriarch of a Chicago family who is killed in an accident in the beginning of the film. She appears in flashbacks for the remainder of the film. She and her co-stars Robert Townsend and Victoria Rowell were praised by Robert Gillard of LA Sentinel for capturing the emotions of a family stricken by grief. 57. Bassett also had a role in Nothing But the Truth in 2008. 58 Bassett joined the regular cast of ER for the show's final season, 2008 to 2009. 59-60 She portrayed Dr. Catherine Banfield, an exacting chief of the ER who was also working to recover from the death of a son and to bring another child into her family. Bassett's husband Courtney Vance played her television husband on ER as Russell Banfield. Also in 2008, she played the character Brenda in the film Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns. In the 2009 film Notorious, Bassett portrayed Voletta Wallace, the mother of the Notorious B.I.G. 61-62 To portray Wallace's Jamaican accent, Bassett conversed with her on and off the film set, and she practiced her accent using tapes that Wallace made. 63 Bassett said she jumped at the chance to be part of the film after reading the script. She felt it did a wonderful job of bringing the notorious B.I.G.'s life to the page. 64. Bassett earned positive reviews for her performance in the film, noted as being one of the more experienced actors involved. 65-66. 2010s. Bassett at the San Diego Comic-Con in 2015. In 2010, Bassett lent her voice to portray First Lady Michelle Obama 67 on an episode of The Simpsons titled Stealing First Base. Bassett was seen as a terrific fill-in for Obama. 68 Bassett was also cast in the superhero film Green Lantern, released in 2011, as Amanda Waller. 69 Bassett said working on the film was a lot of fun and that she enjoyed being a part of it. 70 Despite this, Bassett was taken out of her element with the arrangements made that accommodated the computer-generated effects. She called it her first time doing this kind of movie but expressed interest in seeing what her scenes looked like. 71 In 2010, Deadline Hollywood reported that Bassett would have a role in One Police Plaza. 72 In 2011, Bassett co-starred with Samuel L. Jackson in the play The Mountaintop, a fictionalized depiction of the night before the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. Jackson portrays Milk, while at the Lorraine Motel. The critically acclaimed play by Cattery Hall originally debuted in London's West End in 2009 and went on to win the Laurence Olivier Award for Best New Play. The production opened on Broadway on October 13, 2011. In March 2011, it was reported that Bassett had signed up for a lead role in the ABC pilot Identity. 73. She also appeared in the 2011 film Jumping the Broom, playing the matriarch of a wealthy family. 74-75 Bassett had a good feeling about the film from the start, 71 and believed her character had a real presence in the film and felt she was active in the plot. 70 Bassett's and Loretta Devin's performances in the film were called in some ways too fierce for the room, offering nuances of hostility and hurt that the movie cannot really handle and contributing to the unevenness of the performances in the film. 76 Bassett and Devine were noted as superb, distinguished actresses by Kirk Honeycutt of The Hollywood Reporter, but were seen as having been asked to overdo every moment with permanent scowls and body language more suitable to Mortal Kombat. 77. Despite this, her performance was given some positive attention, with Elizabeth Weitzman of New York Daily News saying Bassett makes the movie hers. 78 The film was Bassett's second time working with Devine, as the pair had worked together previously in Waiting to Exhale. 79 Director Salim Akil said Bassett's presence quietly makes a big difference. 71. Bassett was featured in the 2012 film This Means War, 80 having been known to be attached to the film since 2 years prior. 81 Tambe A.O. Benson of IndieWire attributed Bassett's lack of appearances in promotional material to her having a small role and her demographic not being targeted by the film. 82 Bassett also appeared as herself in I Ain't Scared of You. Bassett portrayed Coretta Scott King in the television film Betty and Coretta, which aired on February 2, 2013, continuing her trend of portraying real women. 83-84 Bassett had previously played Shabazz in both Malcolm X and Panther, but instead played Coretta Scott King opposite to Mary J. Blige, who played Shabazz. Bassett was surprised to learn after researching that Coretta initially refused Martin Luther King Jr.'s advances and called Mrs. King a modern-day iconic heroine. While being asked about what drew her to play real-life women, Bassett answered, "The respect that I have for their lives, their stories, vulnerabilities, strength, and resolve." 85. Bassett began filming her scenes during the latter part of the previous year. 86 Mary J. Blige, when asked about what kind of experience it was to work with Bassett, said that she was one of Angela's biggest fans while calling her an amazing woman. 87. The film received mixed reviews, including negative reactions from Ilyaza Shabazz and Bernice King, the daughters of Betty Shabazz and Coretta Scott King. Bassett appeared as Secret Service Director Lynn Jacobs in the action thriller Olympus Has Fallen, released on March 22, 2013. Bassett was reported to have a role in the film in June 2012, the month before filming began. 8889 In an interview with the Huffington Post, Bassett noted that there had never been a female head of the Secret Service, much less a woman of color. She called the decision to have a female African American Secret Service director a bold casting choice. Overall, Bassett viewed the film as authentic. 90 Bassett described working with Morgan Freeman as wonderful, but she admitted to being intimidated by him. She was impressed with the preparation of director Antoine Fuqua, who she said was just preparation to the hilt, and expressed her interest in working with him again. 91 She appeared in the 2013 film Black Nativity. She sang and it was seen as contributing to the film's blissful unreality. 92 She was asked by the film's director, Kasi Lemons, if she could sing, and Bassett admitted to lying to get the role. She joked to reporter Jennifer H. Cunningham, "Yes, I can sing, you didn't ask how well." Singing in a film was a new experience for Bassett, who had never had to sing before and had always lip-synced. 93. Bassett promoting American Horror Story, Coven at the 2014 Paley Fest. In 2013, Bassett appeared on FX TV show American Horror Story, Coven 72 as Marie Laveau, a voodoo witch. Bassett praised the writers, calling them amazing. 94 Her agent approached Ryan Murphy about her having a role in the series, and he told the agent that she was the person he had in mind for Marie Laveau. Bassett watched the previous seasons of the series before meeting with Murphy and found the writing wonderful and the characters so realized. 95 Bassett's performance earned her a nomination for the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Miniseries or a Movie. She returned to the show for its fourth season American Horror Story, Freak Show, playing Desiree Dupree, a three-breasted woman. She received another nomination for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Miniseries or a Movie. It was announced in May 2014 that Bassett would make her directorial debut with Whitney, a TV film based on the life of Whitney Houston, who Bassett had worked with previously. 96 Bassett had previously expressed interest in directing the year before. 91 It was announced in early June 2014 that Yaya da Costa would play Houston in the film. Houston's daughter, Bobby Christina Brown, insulted Bassett on Twitter for not casting her as her mother in the film, to which Bassett admitted in an interview that she had never thought about casting Brown. 97 On June 11, 2014, Ruby Dee died from natural causes. Bassett had previously worked with her on Betty and Coretta and was reported to attend the Riverside Church Memorial for Dee on September 20, 2014. 98. In the 2015 film Survivor, Bassett portrayed United States Ambassador to the United Kingdom Maureen Crane. 99 In a negative review of the film, Mark Kermode lamented Bassett appears from behind closed doors like a celebrity guest on Stars in Their Eyes. 100. Bassett also voiced the character Six in the first-person shooter game, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, as well as Anna Spanakopita in the Netflix series BoJack Horseman. In March 2016, Bassett appeared in London Has Fallen, reprising her role as Lynn Jacobs. 101 Bassett noted it was the very first sequel I've ever done and that she had been excited at the prospect of another film after the initial success of Olympus Has Fallen. 102 In June 2016, the Human Rights Campaign released a video in tribute to the victims of the Orlando nightclub shooting. In the video, Bassett and others told the stories of the people killed there. 103 104 Bassett appeared in American Horror Story, Roanoke. She also directed its sixth episode, which aired on October 19, 2016. The episode marks the third time a woman has directed the show. Co-creator Ryan Murphy praised Bassett in an interview with E! News, saying he told her she would do this big episode and you're going to knock it out of the park, and she did. And I've seen it time and time again with these women that we brought into this directing world, that they're just killing it, and they're working twice as hard because they know they have a lot to prove. 105. In March 2017, Bassett appeared in Ache, an episode of the television series Underground. 106. Executive producer and director Anthony Hemingway said her character was written with Angela in mind and that the entire cast came to see Bassett the day she filmed her performance. 107. In May 2017, Bassett appeared in an episode of Master of None, portraying major character Denise's mother Catherine. 108. Lena Waithe wanted Bassett after being impressed by her previous work, though was convinced she would turn down the role, and said Bassett's inclusion influenced the series drastically with another layer of tension. 109. The writers of the series also favored Bassett for the role after seeing her performance in The Jacksons, An American Dream, and related her character's evolution in that feature to Catherine. 110. In January 2018, Bassett joined the Fox first responder procedural drama 911, of which she is also an executive producer. 111. She plays Officer Athena Grant, wife to Robert Nash, and during the show's 5th season in 2022, the character made an appearance in an episode of its spin-off, 9-1-1, Lone Star. 112. In February 2018, Bassett starred in the acclaimed Marvel Cinematic Universe superhero film Black Panther as Queen Ramonda, mother of the titular character. She briefly reprised the role the following year in Avengers: Endgame. 113, 114, 115, 116. In July 2018, she portrayed CIA Director Erica Sloan in the action spy film Mission Impossible: Fallout. In December 2018, she voiced the Decepticon villain Shatter from the Transformers live-action film Bumblebee. In 2019, she joined the cast of Gunpowder Milkshake. 117. 2020s. Bassett provided the voice of Dorothea Williams in the Pixar animated film Soul, which was released on Disney Plus on December 25, 2020. She also became narrator of the Magic Kingdom nighttime spectacular Disney Enchantment that premiered on October 1, 2021. 118. In November 2022, she reprised her role as Ramonda in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. 119. Her performance in the sequel garnered her Best Supporting Actress awards at the 80th Golden Globe Awards, making her the first actor to win a major individual acting award for a film based on Marvel Comics 120 and at the 28th Critics' Choice Awards. She was also nominated for an Academy Award in the same category, which made her the first person in a Marvel Studios film to be nominated for an Academy Award in any acting category. 121, 122. She then appeared alongside Millie Bobby Brown in the Netflix film Damsel, released in March 2024 to mixed reviews. 123. Bassett also starred as the President of the United States in Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, released in May 2025. 124. Media image. Bassett is widely regarded as one of the finest actresses of her generation. 125. Bassett has portrayed real-life African-American women who are usually strong and intelligent. Bassett said in 2001 that she liked those roles and added, "That's the image that I like to put out there, and those are the parts I'm attracted to. But not iron fist kind of strong, just self-assured. I'm nice too." 38. She has turned down roles which she viewed as demeaning to her image. This is a career about images. It's celluloid, they last forever. I'm a black woman from America. My people were slaves in America, and even though we're free on paper and in law, I'm not going to allow you to enslave me on film, in celluloid, for all to see. And to cross the water, to countries where people will never meet people who look like me. So it becomes a bigger thing than me just becoming a movie star, and me just being on TV. So if you're going to show every black woman as 400 pounds or every black woman as the prostitute on the street, but I have always maintained that the roles I cannot do because of the way I'm made up, or because of the way I think. I don't begrudge that there is someone else who has no issues with that. 126. In December 2022, Bassett was named as part of the Hollywood Reporter's Women in Entertainment Power 100. 127-time named her among its 2023 honorees for Women of the Year. 128. Personal life. Bassett with her husband Courtney B. Vance in 2007. Bassett married actor Courtney B. Vance in 1997. They first met at Yale School of Drama, then became a couple over a decade later, when their paths crossed again in Los Angeles. 129. In the summer of 2005, they starred together in a production of His Girl Friday at the Guthrie Theater in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The couple's twins were carried by a surrogate. 130. Bassett is a supporter of programs for the arts, especially for youth. She annually attends events for children with diabetes and those in foster homes. She is an active ambassador of UNICEF for the United States and a member of the West Angeles Church of God in Christ. Bassett is a supporter of the Royal Theater Boys and Girls Club in her hometown of St. Petersburg, Florida. 131-132. She is represented by the Executive Speakers Bureau of Memphis, Tennessee. 133. In early 2007, Bassett donated $2,300 to the presidential primary campaign of Barack Obama. 134. Bassett supported Obama in his re-election campaign. In June 2012, she made an appearance at the St. Petersburg office of his campaign and said the election was not one where we can sit on the sidelines. 135. Bassett attended the second inauguration of Barack Obama on January 21, 2013. 136. She endorsed Hillary Clinton for president during the 2016 United States presidential election, saying bar none, Clinton would make a great president. 137. Bassett also spoke at the 2016 Democratic National Convention, introducing survivors of the previous year's Charleston church shooting, an incident about which she spoke during her remarks. 138. Bassett was initiated as an honorary member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority on July 13, 2013. 139. She is a Pentecostal evangelical Christian and a member of the West Angeles Church of God in Christ, located in Los Angeles. 140. Filmography. Main article, Angela Bassett Filmography. Awards and nominations. Main article, List of awards and nominations received by Angela Bassett. In 2018, she received a Doctorate of Fine Arts, honorary doctorate, from Yale University and a Doctorate of Humane Letters, honorary doctorate, from Old Dominion University in 2022. 141, 142, 143. Over the course of her career, Bassett has received multiple awards and nominations, including 2 Golden Globe Awards, a Screen Actors Guild Award, Outstanding Cast for Black Panther, 2 Critics' Choice Awards, as well as nominations for 2 Academy Awards, 9 Emmy Awards and a BAFTA Award. Her Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, 2022, marked the first time an actor was Oscar nominated for a role in a Marvel film. Bassett was given an Academy Honorary Award, also known as an Honorary Oscar, at the Governor's Awards presentation on January 9, 2024, recognizing her lifetime achievement in the film industry. Nicholas John Robinson, born March 22, 1995, is an American actor. As a child, he appeared in a 2008 stage production of A Christmas Carol and Mame, after which he had a main role in the television sitcom Melissa and Joey, 2010 to 2015. Robinson went on to play a supporting role in the adventure film Jurassic World, 2015, and took on lead roles in several teen dramas, including The Kings of Summer, 2013, The Fifth Wave, 2016, Everything, Everything, 2017, and Love, Simon, 2018. He has since starred in the drama miniseries A Teacher, 2020, and Maid, 2021. Early life. Robinson was born on March 22, 1995, in Seattle, Washington. 1-2-3 He has 4 younger siblings. 4 Robinson initially attended Seattle Preparatory School, but left in the middle of his freshman year and moved to Los Angeles after booking a regular role on Melissa and Joey. 5-6 He graduated from Campbell Hall School in 2013. 7 He was accepted to New York University's College of Arts and Sciences and attended in the summer to work on another season of Melissa and Joey. Career. Robinson made his professional acting debut at the age of 11 with a role in a stage adaptation of Charles Dickens' novel A Christmas Carol. 8 Talent scout Matt Costello recommended him to a few agencies, and Robinson was eventually signed with the Los Angeles-based Savage Agency. Because of the 2007 to 2008 Writers Guild of America strike, Robinson's family moved back to Washington, where he continued to perform on stage in and around Seattle. 8-9. In 2010, Robinson was cast in the role of Ryder Scanlon, the nephew of Melissa Joan Hart's character, on the ABC Family sitcom Melissa and Joey, playing the character until its cancellation in 2015. 10. In 2011, while on hiatus from Melissa and Joey, Robinson began filming of the Disney Channel original movie Frenemies. Robinson played the role of Jake Logan. Frenemies premiered in January 2012, on the Disney Channel. 11. In 2012, Robinson was cast in the lead role of Joe Toy in director Jordan Voight Roberts' The Kings of Summer. 12. He also guest starred in the episode Blue Bellboy, during the 3rd season of HBO's Boardwalk Empire. He also began appearing in a series of television commercials for Cox Communications entitled Buffer Time is Bonding Time. Robinson in 2018. In 2015, Robinson portrayed Zach Mitchell in Jurassic World, in which he was widely seen. 13. He played Ben Parrish in the film adaptation of the novel The Fifth Wave, which was released in January 2016. These roles made him unavailable for multiple episodes of the final season of Melissa and Joey, but he returned for the final 3 episodes. 14. He played the titular lead in the independent film Being Charlie, a semi-autobiographical feature about director Rob Reiner's relationship with his son, which premiered at the 2015 Toronto International Film Festival. 15. The film was released theatrically in 2016. In 2017, he starred in William H. Macy's comedy-drama film Crystal 16 and as Ollie in Everything, Everything, a film adaptation of the novel of the same name. 17. In 2018, Robinson starred as the titular Simon Spire in the gay coming-out teen drama film Love, Simon. The film was considered groundbreaking because it was the first major studio film to focus on a gay, teenage romance. 18. Robinson's performance as Simon garnered critical acclaim. After reading the script, Robinson revealed that he broke his own rule to no longer play high schoolers because he saw the cultural importance of the film. 19. That year, Robinson was named in Forbes' 30 Under 30 list in the Hollywood and Entertainment category. 20. In 2019, he co-starred in the 3rd film version of Richard Wright's Native Son. 21. In 2020, Robinson co-starred in the FX miniseries A Teacher 22 and he narrated his DM responses to the protagonist of Love, Victor, a Love, Simon spin-off TV series on Hulu, and appeared in 2 episodes of the show. 23-24. In 2021, he starred in the Netflix miniseries Maid, opposite Margaret Qualley and Andy McDowell. Robin Gale Wright, born April 8, 1966, is an American actress, producer, and director. She has received accolades including a Golden Globe Award, and nominations for 8 Primetime Emmy Awards. Wright first gained attention for her role as Kelly Capwell in the NBC daytime soap opera Santa Barbara from 1984 to 1988. She transitioned to film with a starring role in the fantasy film The Princess Bride, 1987, and gained a nomination for a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actress for her role in the top-grossing drama Forrest Gump, 1994. Wright had further starring roles in the romantic drama Message in a Bottle, 1999, as well as the thriller Unbreakable, 2000, and gained praise for her performances in the independent films Loved, 1997, She's So Lovely, 1997, 9 Lives, 2005, and Sorry, Haters, 2006. She has since taken on supporting roles in the sports drama Moneyball, 2011, the thriller The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, 2011, the adventure film Everest, 2015, the superhero film Wonder Woman, 2017, and the science fiction film Blade Runner 2049, 2017. On television, Wright starred in the HBO miniseries Empire Falls in 2005. From 2013 to 2018, she starred as Claire Underwood in the Netflix political drama series House of Cards. Her performance earned a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress and 6 nominations for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress. In 2016, Wright was named one of the highest-paid actresses in the United States, earning $420,000 per episode for House of Cards. She has also directed 10 episodes of the series as well as 2 episodes of the Netflix crime series Ozark in 2022. Early life and education. Robin Wright was born on April 8, 1966, in Dallas, Texas. She has an older brother, and her mother's name is Gail. Her parents divorced when she was 2, which led to her relocating to San Diego, California for 5 with her mother. 1. She grew up in Southern California, attending La Jolla High School in La Jolla and William Howard Taft Charter High School in Los Angeles. 6. Career. Wright began her career as a model, when she was 14. 8 At the age of 18, she played Kelly Capwell in the NBC daytime soap opera Santa Barbara, for which she received several Daytime Emmy Award nominations. 9. 1980s to 2000s, transition into feature films. Wright attending the 2009 Toronto International Film Festival. Wright in 2009. Wright transitioned into feature film work with a role in Hollywood Vice Squad in 1986, followed by her breakthrough role as Princess Buttercup in the cult film The Princess Bride in 1987. She gained critical acclaim in her role as Jenny Curran in Forrest Gump, 1994, receiving Golden Globe Award and Screen Actors Guild nominations for Best Supporting Actress. Wright starred in a leading role of the film adaptation of Daniel Defoe's Moll Flanders, 1996, for which she received a Satellite Award nomination for Best Actress in a Drama. She was nominated for a Screen Actors Guild Award for Best Actress for her role in She's So Lovely, 1997, a film in which she co-starred with her then-husband Sean Penn. Wright starred with Kevin Costner in Luis Mandoki's film adaptation of Nicholas Sparks' novel Message in a Bottle. She received her 3rd Screen Actors Guild Award nomination for her role in the television film Empire Falls, 2005. 2013 to 2018, House of Cards. From 2013 to 2018, Wright appeared in the Netflix political drama streaming television series House of Cards in the role of Claire Underwood, the ruthless wife of political mastermind Frank Underwood. On January 12, 2014, she won a Golden Globe for the role, becoming the first actress to win the award for a streaming television series. She was nominated for the same award in 2015. She received nominations for the Primetime Emmy Award in 2013 and 2014 for the same role. 11. Following season 4 in 2016, Wright stated that she felt Claire Underwood was the equal of Frank Underwood and demanded equal pay for her performance as her co-star Kevin Spacey. Netflix acquiesced. 11 in 2017, for her performance in the fifth season, Wright was nominated for her fifth consecutive Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series. In 2014, 2016, and 2017, Wright received Best Actress in a Drama Series nominations for the Critics' Choice Television Awards, with hers being the only nomination for the show in December 2017. In October 2017, she was the show's new lead for the final season, following the firing of Kevin Spacey due to sexual misconduct allegations. For her last appearance as Underwood, her performance was acclaimed, described as a commanding performance that is more than enough to keep the final season standing strong. 12, earning her final nominations for the role at the Screen Actors Guild and Primetime Emmy Awards in 2019. For the latter, she became one of 7 women to be nominated for the category 6 or more times for the same show, the first in 10 years since Mariska Hargitay for Law and Order, Special Victims Unit. 13. Further film and directorial work. In 2017, Wright directed a short film, The Dark of Night, which starred Sam Rockwell and premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. 14. Wright played General Antiope in Wonder Woman in 2017, and its 2020 sequel alongside Gal Gadot and Chris Pine. The film earned positive reviews and emerged as a financial success, grossing $822.8 million at the box office. 15-16 She appears in the Blade Runner sequel Blade Runner 2049 alongside Ryan Gosling, Harrison Ford, and Jared Leto, directed by Denis Villeneuve. Her feature film directorial debut in the film Land was announced in April 2019. 17 Wright starred as its lead, Eddie Mathis, a lawyer who retreats in grief to the Shoshone National Forest in Wyoming. Sales for the film start at Cannes in May 2019. 17 Filming began in October 2019 and the film was picked up by distributor Focus Features. 18. Land premiered in January 2021 at the Sundance Film Festival to generally positive reviews, with specific praise towards the direction and the performances. Peter DeBrugge in a review for Variety wrote, "So bless Wright for paring Land down to a beautiful haiku, and for delivering a performance that's ambiguous and understated in all the right ways, and in a directorial debut so pure and simple it speaks to enormous self-confidence, has better instincts than to reveal outright." 19. In 2022, Wright directed the final 2 episodes of the first part of Season 4 of the Netflix show, Ozark. The episodes were titled, Sangre Sobre Todo and Sanctified. 20 Kayla Cobb for Decider praised Wright's direction in the latter episode as powerful, with the pairing of her direction, the script, and actress Julia Garner's performance as a masterful collaboration. 21. In 2023, Wright starred in and produced Ben Young's thriller Devil's Peak, an adaptation of the book Where All Light Tends to Go by David Joy. 22. In 2024, Wright starred in the Netflix fantasy film Damsel, directed by Juan Carlos Fresnadillo and co-starring Millie Bobby Brown, Angela Bassett, and Shara Akdashlu. 23 Despite receiving mixed reviews, the film was a commercial hit, receiving 143 million views, and becoming the most viewed movie on the streaming platform in the first half of 2024. 24 Later that year, Wright starred in a Sony Pictures Classics and Miramax adaptation of Richard McGuire's Here in a Forrest Gump re-team with director Robert Zemeckis, actor Tom Hanks and writer Eric Roth. 25. In 2025, Wright received critical acclaim for her directorial and acting work in The Girlfriend, a limited series centered around a power struggle between a mother and her son's girlfriend, played by Olivia Cook. Promikos Law for IndieWire wrote, Wright hits the exact right note of desperate determination. She lets loose with an unhinged turn that will guarantee viewers stay through the end. 26. Wright received Golden Globe and Critics' Choice Award nominations for her performance. 27-28. Personal life. Wright with then-husband Sean Penn in September 2006. From 1986 to 1988, Wright was married to actor Dane Witherspoon, whom she met in 1984 on the set of the soap opera Santa Barbara. 29. In 1989, Wright became involved with actor Sean Penn following his divorce from Madonna. Wright was offered the role of Maid Marian in the film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, but turned it down because she was pregnant. 30. Their daughter, Dylan Penn, was born in April 1991. 31. She backed out of the role of Abby McDear in The Firm, 1993, due to her pregnancy with her second child. 1. Their son, Hopper Jack, was born in August 1993. 32. After breaking up and getting back together, 33. Wright and Penn married in 1996. Their on and off relationship seemingly ended in divorce plans, announced in December 2007. 34. The divorce petition was withdrawn 4 months later at the couple's request. 35. In February 2009, Wright and Penn attended the 81st Academy Awards together, at which Penn won the Best Actor award. Penn filed for legal separation in April 2009. 36. But withdrew the petition in May. 37. In August 2009, Wright filed for divorce, declaring she had no plans to reconcile. 38. 39. 40. The divorce was finalized in July 2010. 41. In February 2012, Wright began dating actor Ben Foster. 42. Their engagement was announced in January 2014. 43. The couple called off their engagement in November 2014. 44. But reunited in January 2015. 45. In August 2015, they announced they were ending their second engagement. 46. In 2017, Wright began dating Clement Giraudet, an Yves Saint Laurent executive. They secretly wed in August 2018 in La Roche-sur-L'Ebise, France. Wright filed for divorce from Giraudet in September 2022. 47. Robin is currently dating British-Australian architect Henry Smith. The couple moved to England, and Wright described Smith as a sweet guy and a decent, good adult. Although she is happy in the relationship, the actress considers marrying again unnecessary. 48. Philanthropy and activism. Wright is the honorary spokesperson for the Dallas, Texas-based nonprofit the Gordy Foundation. 49. In 2014, she co-partnered with two California-based companies, Pour les Femmes 50 and the Sunny Lion. 51. The Sunny Lion donates a portion of its profits to the Raise Hope for Congo movement. Wright is an activist for human rights in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. She is the narrator and executive producer of the documentary When Elephants Fight, which highlights how multinational mining corporations and politicians in the Democratic Republic of the Congo threaten human rights, and perpetuate conflict in the region. 52. She is a supporter of Stand with Congo, the human rights campaign behind the film. 53. In 2016, Wright spoke publicly in support of the campaign at a film screening at the Tribeca Film Institute in New York City. 54. In media interviews. 55, 56, 57, 58 with journalists. 59, 60, 61 and across her social media accounts. Sharak-lo/.rei/2 Persian, pronounced Oridilu, born Vazuri Tabare May 11, 1952, is an Iranian-American actress. She has received various accolades, including a Primetime Emmy Award and a Satellite Award, in addition to a nomination for an Academy Award. Following numerous starring roles on the stage, she made her film debut in Chess of the Wind, 1976. Her next two films, The Report, 1977, and Sute Delin, 1977, garnered critical acclaim and established Akdashlu as one of Iran's leading ladies, although the films were banned in Iran itself. Akdashlu moved to England during the Iranian Revolution in 1979 and then to the United States, subsequently becoming a U.S. citizen. After several years playing small roles in television and film, her performance in House of Sand and Fog, 2003, brought her several Film Critics Awards and a nomination for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. Her other film appearances include The Exorcism of Emily Rose, 2005, X-Men, The Last Stand and The Nativity Story, both 2006, The Odd Life of Timothy Green, 2013, and Star Trek Beyond, 2016. In television, she is best known for her roles as Dina Araz in the 4th season of 24 and as Christian of Sarlat on The Expanse, 2015 to 2022. 3 for her role as Sajida Talfa in the HBO miniseries House of Saddam, 2008, she won the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Limited Series or Movie.